Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I want to show you something, but I don't know if it's going to come out very good. And it's on my Android tablet. This is an old Lenovo, and it's an app that I showed, probably over a year ago. And it provides shortwave listening schedules, and it has a bunch of functions. And the reason I'm showing it again today is the author just released an update to it, and I hope I can demonstrate that update. I'm kind of doubtful because of the lighting and trying to do a recording of my tablet, but here goes anyway. So it's called Skywave Schedules, and it takes the EIBI master schedule that you can download from the internet, and it gives you this interface to get to the schedule by doing searches and stuff like that, which is what was in, of course, the version I showed originally. And I always have thought this is a great program. There's several schedule programs for shortwave, and this is by far the best. Now, I'm going to briefly go over some of the things that I showed you before that you can do before, and you can still do now. Oh boy, the lighting has got me frustrated. Let me see if I zoom in, if that'll help any. I don't know why my camera won't focus on this. It could be because of the reflective screen that's on this particular tablet. So anyway, you can put in a station name, and it will search the EIB EIB database for that station. You can put in a frequency, and originally you had to put in the exact frequency and the correct frequency. So your radio could have an error in its tuning and not giving you the exact frequency. So what I suggested to the author was they add this option over here. Well, again, it's probably impossible to see. Oh, if it'll come into focus or not. No. A little box there you can check to give you the frequency plus or minus 10 kilohertz. So in case your radio's tuned slightly off, and do that, and you come down here on the bottom and hit search, and it'll go look in that database for that frequency. Now, the other option is it will default to UTC time. And you can use that option and have it list all the things that supposedly are on the air right at that time. So like right now, it's 11:03 UTC. It's which means it's 7:03 in the morning here where I am. So you can do a search on that, and it'll list all the stations. Then you can also search on shortwave bands, and you can use this selector over here to select which shortwave band. Then you could also select a target where the station is trying to broadcast to. Like, for instance, if it's trying to broadcast to the United States or maybe Europe, whatever. Like in my case, I would say my target is USA. You can pick a language of the program that's on right now. So you can say only show stations that are on right now or that are at a certain frequency that are broadcasting in a certain language, such as English. And then you have a selection of type, either broadcast stations or utility stations. So it separates the utility stations out in case you want to listen to, such as weather reports for international flights and stuff like that. Alrighty, So that's the stuff it did before. Now what it does now, and I'm going to leave the defaults the way they are. And so it's going to find stations are on the air, any station that's on the air right now at 11:05. So I do search, and it's searching. And when you first start the program, it'll go out and get that latest EIB database. So here are all the stations that are on the air right now. It gives the frequency, it gives the time they're on. Like for instance, here's Voice of Indonesia. It's on from 11 to 1200 UTC. And so then you can select one of these stations. So say, you can do this two ways. You can be tuning your radio and hear something that you don't know what it is, and you can do the frequency search to have it search the EIB network, EIB database for that frequency. Who's broadcasting on that frequency? Or you don't have anything tuned, you're looking for something to find, this is the way you would do it. And it lists them, they're sorted by frequency, and there's hundreds of them. See, that's the thing. There are actually, theoretically, hundreds of stations on the air on shortwave at any given time. This goes on and on. I'm up to 7.3 megahertz, and it just goes on and on and on. So you can pick one. So right now it's just a little after 7, so I would be getting stations probably 7 megahertz to 10 megahertz. So I could pick something in that area. Like for instance, Radio Martinique, which is on right now, is on 9.850. So I could select that. Now watch what happens when I select that. Okay, now it gives me the detailed information, and of course I know you can't read it, about that station and what's being broadcast, what the language is. It's in Spanish. The target is Cuba, and the days are possibly daily, and the power is 250 kilowatts right now. The bearing is 183, which would bring it towards me, pointing towards me, because it's up in the central eastern part of the United States is where the transmitter is, and it's directing its signal south to Cuba, which is down in my direction. So I may be able to get there. And it tells you the transmitter, this transmitter, is in Greenville, Tennessee. Now, again, I know you can't see it. There are several options along the top now that you've selected a station. You can set it as a favorite. You can, I'm not sure what that next one is. I think it's related to sharing that information. And then the next one is to go to that. The next one is to go to the map to see the station on the map. And then the new one, which there's a little bit of quirk about the new option. The new option is to start listening to that station on your tablet. And you go, well, how can I do that? This tablet doesn't have a shortwave receiver. It takes you to the SDR.HU website, where there are hundreds of radios that you can listen to and control on the internet. I've showed you that before. So it takes you there. Well, a little quirk is, and I don't know which way I've got it set up now, I'm going to do it anyway, is I click on that, and now it's going through the listing. And you have two options. One option is, and I'll show you where you select that. One option is you go, okay, let me mute this. Audio, mute. Okay, there we go. A little delay there. Okay, again, I know I apologize because it's not a very good screen. My camera's not doing very good, but it takes you to the website and to the radio that you have selected to use. I have selected, maybe it selected this. I don't know. Again, this is a little quirk you got to get used to. So now you're listening to that station on a radio on this website. And this one is at Caribbean, Netherlands, wherever the heck that is. I don't know where that is. So you can use those radios that are on the internet that are throughout the world and determine if the station is actually broadcasting. So it's like, okay, if they're receiving it, maybe I could receive it. So that's one way. Now let me go back. Okay, I see what I did. Again, apologize, you can't read it. The first selection of receivers is a random receiver. So it will select a receiver for you to listen to. Then you have a list of other radios that you can listen to. Now, this is where I get a little confused, because what I want to do is I want to listen to a radio that is near me. So like there's about 3 or 4 radios near me. There's 2 in Florida and I think 1 in South Georgia. So I want to listen to one of those because they would give me an indication of whether I'm going to receive it here. Now, oh, I see, okay. Up at the top, again, you can't see it. Up at the top, you can select the area in the world that you want to listen to a radio. And so by default, it has selected Central America because the station is broadcasting towards Cuba. But you can come up here, and I know this is going to be confusing because you can't see it. Now it gives you all the regions that these radios are in. Well, as I said before, I want to listen to one close to me. So I'm going to pick North America. So now it's going to find radios in North America, and apparently it already selected one. It didn't give me a chance to select one. So I'll go back, and what it did, it chose the first option, which is a random receiver in North America. I don't want a random one. I want one close to me. So see if I could find one real quick that's really close to me. I probably can't. Let's just pick North Carolina. So that's not real close to me. It's not the one I want. I don't know the name of the one that I want. Now look, there you go. Here you go. Here's one of them. Key West, Florida. So that's close to me. I'm in Central Florida. That's at the very end of Florida. So I'm going to pick that receiver. Okay. All right. I picked that receiver. I thought it would go to it right now, but okay. So now I picked that receiver. I'm going to hit listen, and hopefully, no, it's not doing it. Okay, maybe I have to double click. Yeah, I have to double click. So hopefully now it's gone to that website with all the radios, and it has selected the one that I selected, which is in Florida. Okay. And it has. So it's coming in loud and clear in Florida. So then, let me mute this. And again, well, let me mute this. There we go. So, like I say, I've shown you this website. It's the Kiwi SDR website. And when you go to the main page, it lists all the radios that are on the air that you can listen to and control. This is the controller right here where you can change frequencies, you can change modes, all kinds of things. So now I have verified that that particular station, Radio Martini in Tennessee, can be heard by a radio in Florida. So now I could set this down, I could turn on my Grundig 800, and I could tune the frequency, which I've totally forgotten what it is, 9805. 9805. And I'll turn the volume up and see if I can hear it. Yeah.
Severamente desnutrida. Es el quinto país en el mundo con el mayor número de gente.
So there it is. Now, maybe that's not really an interesting transmitter station, and maybe since it's Spanish, I don't really want to listen to it because I don't understand Spanish. But you see the process. So let me go back. So now I'm back to the Skywave program. This is my tablet, Android tablet. And I can go back again, start the process all over. Now, if you go up to settings, and this is where I got confused and actually had to get help from the author. Again, you can't see it, but there's a couple of there's several options, but two of the options is to listen to the radio that has been selected in a browser. And in this case, I've selected Chrome because that's what I've got on this tablet. And so therefore, it will use my selection, as I just showed you, to go to that website and listen to that particular radio that I wanted. The other option is to not click that. Then, and this is what the default is, then when you select a station, it will automatically, and you select an area to listen, like I selected North America, it will automatically select what it thinks is the best radio in that area to hear that station. So I wrote the author an email and said, I don't want it to do that. I want to select the radio that it tunes or goes to and tunes, just like I illustrated, and the reason being like I showed you. So he says, well, all you have to do is go click this option, listen in browser. Now, what that means is I'm going to unclick it right now so I can show you the other method. So I'll go back and I'm going to select the same station, Radio Martini. And then I'm going to select the speaker, meaning I'm going to listen to it. Now, it has done all the selections for me. So it's selected, we mute it again. So it has selected the particular best receiver it thinks is the best receiver in Central America. Now I can still, I believe, I can change that to North America, and then it's going to select again, and just happens to it just happens the best radio for listening to that station in North America, it says, is the one in Key West that I'd selected. Now, I don't know if that's because I had selected that radio before in the other mode or not. I'm still kind of learning how to do this. But anyway, I've babbled enough. You need to really, if you're in the shortwave and you need help finding stations or frequency or whatever, and you have an Android tablet, you need to get this program. It's free. There's no cost involved. And like I say, this new upgrade, where before it didn't tune a radio on the internet. It only gave you the information for you to tune on your radio. So so you basically can, anywhere that you have internet access, you can listen to radios throughout the United States. I mean, throughout the world. Now, I would go back and try it again and select another station and then use this mode to see if it doesn't use the station I selected, but it's going to take too long to do it. And it's kind of like, it's up to you to try it and see how you like it, and give me some feedback on what you found. Again, let me go back one more time. Oops, there's a back button on the bottom here. Keep forgetting to hit that. I don't want to exit, no. So this is the main screen, which is pretty much identical to the way it was when it first was released about a year ago. So this is just a program so you can use the EIB database to find stations, frequencies, whatever. And now he's added that other part with the connection to radios on Kiwi SDR. That's it. I hope I didn't confuse you. Again, I'm still a little confused of how I've only used it for about a half hour total, and I realize you can't see the screen very good, so I apologize for that. And I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to call it quits. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up. If you have comments, please leave comments. I appreciate those comments, and the other people that watch my shows, they appreciate the comments. Have a great day. Bye.